You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I did my speech on how to plan a trip. I'm always traveling, and I figured I'd do something I know how to do. Um, so 3 things that you're going to need to learn when you're planning a trip is how to plan for safety, how to budget accordingly, and how to plan out your itinerary. When you're preparing for safety, you want to make sure you bring all the things that you're going to need for that place you're going to. So if you're going somewhere tropical and you're going to be in the heat, you want to bring sunscreen, things to protect you from the sun. If you're going hiking, you want to make sure you have any repellents you might need from bugs or animals, anything like that. Also, you want to check if you're going out of country, you want to get your vaccinations. You don't want to come back with any parasites or swine flu, anything like that. And then you also want to make sure if you have any allergies or need any medication, you need to bring that. God forbid you're in the woods and you get bit by an ant and you're highly allergic to ants, you want to make sure you pack that EpiPen and you're ready if that happens. You also need to make sure you are aware of your surroundings. You don't want to be wandering around somewhere you don't know and you've never been alone. So you want to check out maybe crime rates or things like that when you're getting into that area. You always want to make sure you're with a buddy. I was in Vegas and I decided I wanted to go wandering around on my own, and my phone died, and if it wasn't for my friend being with me, I probably would have been lost all night. So just make sure you know your surroundings, and you want to have a check-in point. Sometimes if you're in a rural area and you might not have communication, you want to make sure that you have a check-in point in time to make sure that everyone is with the group still. And then for budgeting, you want to make sure that you plan that out accordingly. So you need to make sure you have enough money for your transportation. You need to make sure you have money for food, whether you're going to bring it or buy it. You want to plan out your attractions because, of course, you're going to want to do things on your trip, and some of them are expensive. You also want to plan for a change in currency. If you're going to somewhere, say Europe, our money is less than theirs, so you're going to be losing money on your trip. So you want to try to make that plan in advance of how you're going to do that. And then you don't want to overspend. You don't want to be coming back poor from your week-long trip and then have bills to pay when you get home. So you need to make that you have backup money also. And also plan for any emergencies or bumps in the road that may happen on that trip. And then lastly, you want to make sure you have all your itinerary set up for your trip. So when you get there, make sure you have planned out what you want to do and what you want to see, because you don't want to be getting somewhere and have no idea what you're going to do on your trip while you're there. So you want to make sure you check on times and hours that the places are open that you want to go to. Some attractions you go to, you have to check on the time of year. My mom went to like a Manatee Springs, and they're only there in fall, and she went in summer and there was no manatees, so she was on a trip for nothing. And so you want to check that out. Also, if you have any like prerequisites to say for that trip, I went to the Keys and I planned on renting a boat all weekend, and once I got there they told me I couldn't because I hadn't taken the boater safety class. So that's another downfall in not preparing. And lastly, I think that was it. So those are the 3 things that you guys probably want to learn how to have a safe and stress-free trip.